We believe the six factors are one way to describe the degree to which home and school environments are learning environments. Applied to the home, the factors collectively are broader than helping with homework. Rather, they constitute a vehicle for socializing students as learners. In example, helping youth develop an identity as a learner. They illustrate that both parents and teachers are educators. However, not all learning is a result of schooling. Families play a meaningful role in their children's educational success, and the interface of family and school is an element that must be accounted for when examining children's school performance. According to Brunfeldbrenner, the informal education that takes place in the family is not merely a pleasant prelude, but rather a powerful prerequisite for success in formal education from the primary grades onward. Rather than thinking of only parent involvement at school, we must extend our thinking to also include parent involvement at home, as well as the continuity between home and school with respect to the goals of education. Standards and expectations refer to the level of expected performance held by key adults for youth. Student success in school is facilitated when parents and teachers clearly state expectations for student performance, set specific goals and standards for desired behavior and performance, discuss expectations with youth, emphasize children's effort when completing tasks, and ensure the youth understand the consequences for not meeting expectations. Parent expectations may have an indirect effect on academic performance through the impact on parent behavior such as contact with the school and positive reinforcement of schoolwork and performance. Parent expectations are influenced by the reasons parents ascribe for their children's performance in school. In general, the use of effort attributions, in example, you did well because you tried hard and practiced a lot, to explain school performance is strongly related to positive achievement outcomes. It has also been shown that parental knowledge of children's current schoolwork and school activities affects parents' ability to set realistic expectations for children's performance. Parent expectations of youth for post-secondary outcomes is associated positively with academic performance. Parent expectations for children to read and to learn math and to request verbal responses from their children are associated with better academic performance. Parents' verbal expectations for continued achievement and urging children to work hard in school are strongly related to student achievement. And parent expectations for deferral of immediate gratification to achieve long-range goals are correlated with more successful school outcomes. Family expectations and supervision, example given, priority of schoolwork over TV and recreation, expectation for performance, correct use of language, monitoring of time, parental knowledge about child progress have been identified as one pattern of family life that contributes to a child's ability to learn in school. These family practices create positive habits of learning for students. The habits of learning enhance teachers' effectiveness. Parents set standards for their children, and these standards determine what children view as important. The internalization of these parental values may motivate students to pursue the same goals that are valued by teachers at school. Setting expectations is considered a challenge for parents. However, focusing on the child's attitude towards school and study habits rather than only grades, especially for adolescents, is beneficial. With respect to enhancing achievement motivation for adolescents, it is critical to move beyond grades because some students can do the work with little effort and others work very hard and obtain a lower grade. Student effort must be included. Structure refers to the overall routine and monitoring provided by key adults for youth. Student success in school is facilitated when families and schools provide a consistent pattern of events and age-appropriate monitoring and supervision. Students perform better in school when they understand their schedule of daily activities, directions for schoolwork, rules for behavior, etc. Student grades are significantly and positively related to parental monitoring of homework completion and keeping close track of the student's performance in school. The structure provided by the home, especially a quiet place to study, discussion of schoolwork, and parental recognition of child progress has been identified as a reason for the achievement gains demonstrated. Monitoring of school behaviors by parents has been found to be positively related to school success. At home, education as a priority. Schoolwork and other educational activities are given priority over television and recreational activities. Television viewing is limited to no more than 2 hours per school night. Parents ensure that their child attends school each day. The child understands the importance of completing homework and is provided with a structured time for learning. Example given: set aside uninterrupted time for homework each night. Routine daily events such as eating dinner together, completing homework, and bedtimes are reinforced. Each day, a block of uninterrupted time is provided for completion of his schoolwork. Parents are aware of how their child spends his or her time and provide guidance and supervision. Example given: call your child if you're not home when they arrive home from school. The daily routine in the home provides sufficient time for the child to complete homework. Each day, the parents ask the child about school. Example given: encourage the child to call grandma and talk to her about a favorite activity at school. Monitoring and supervision the child's behavior is consistently monitored by the parent and age-appropriate supervision is provided. Parents monitor and or supervise the child's out-of-school activities. Example given: have your child invite friends over for movies and pizza. Parents are informed of and monitor the child's school progress. Example given: parents communicate with the child teachers. Weekly, parents and child review the child's schoolwork. Parents help the child to organize his or her work and to use his/her time efficiently. Example given: help your child organize his/her homework into color-coded files. Consequences, accountability, and parenting style. The child clearly understands the rules of the household. Example given: be firm about bedtimes, curfews, etc. The child is held accountable for completing his or her household tasks or chores. The child understands the consequences for not following the household rules. Parents follow through with consequences and enforce the household rules. Parents understand the most effective ways to discipline the child. Parents use negotiation and an authoritative parenting style. Opportunity to learn refers to the variety of learning options available to youth in the home, at school, and within the community. Student success in school is facilitated when youth are provided with various tools for learning, such as reading materials, access to clubs and organizations, varied teaching strategies, and time to practice or master new skills. Also, it is enhanced when the key adults in the youth's life communicate with each other. The intensity with which parents are involved makes a difference. Students in grades 2 to 8 whose parents were highly involved, example given: teacher-parent communication, parenting, involvement at school and at home, program decision-making. Were more likely to show reading and math gains than children of less involved parents. Also, the income level of a family did not influence their level of involvement. There were no differences in workshop attendance between low and higher income families. The stimulation to explore and discuss ideas and events in homes is a positive correlate of student achievement. In these homes, parents show much interest in children's academic and personal growth. There is a high degree of family interest in hobbies or games and other activities of educational value. There is much use and discussion of books, magazines, newspapers, and TV programs. There is frequent use of libraries and museums and engagement in other cultural activities. Verbal interaction with siblings and parents affects academic achievement. Home environments with high levels of verbal guidance, exposure to vocabulary, complex language use, frequent dialogue between parents and children, and informed parent-child conversations about everyday events are associated with academic achievement and highly developed verbal skills. The amount and type of language used in the home are critical variables. High achievers tend to come from homes where there is a press for linguistic competence. Parents of children with high verbal ability make deliberate efforts to provide language opportunities for the enlargement of vocabulary and sentence patterns and correct their children's use of language. Parent involvement at home is related to positive attitudes towards school and learning for middle school students. The more parents created a positive home learning environment, the more students felt it was important to perform well in school. Support refers to the guidance provided by, the communication between, and the interest shown by adults to promote student progress in school. Student progress is facilitated when adults give frequent verbal support and praise, provide the youth with regular, explicit feedback, talk directly to youth about the schoolwork and activities, and teach problem-solving and negotiation skills. It is what adults do on an ongoing basis to help youth learn and achieve. Parents and teachers who provide frequent verbal support praise children's skill performance, progress and efforts, and let children know they care about them and their school performance influence the self-esteem of children and youth. These children tend to perform better in school. Home support for learning programs and interventions are associated with improved student achievement. Family involvement that is linked to student learning has a greater effect on achievement than general forms of involvement such as volunteering and decision-making. Finally, the continuity of family involvement over time seems to have a protective effect on youth as they progress across school years. The more families support their children's learning and educational progress, both in quantity and over time, the more their children tend to do well in school and further their education after graduation. In these studies, parent involvement was associated positively with grades and test scores. Parents with high involvement ratings tended to have children with higher grades and test scores. It is noteworthy that this finding was similar for all family income levels and backgrounds. Friends and elders in the community seem to be especially important for youth to demonstrate resiliency. This youth seeks out support, comfort, and counsel from community members, including favorite teachers, during difficult times. In a study of youngsters who displayed resilient characteristics in gray, the resilient youth could identify at least one teacher who was a critical person in providing support. Climate or relationship refers to the amount of warmth and friendliness, praise and recognition, and the degree to which the adult-youth relationship is positive and respectful. Student success at school is enhanced when students experience cooperative, accepting environments, a non-blaming relationship between home and school, and encouragement, praise and involvement from key adults. Continuity between home and school relationship and interactions influences the degree of academic achievement of youth. Climate or relationships is how adults in the home, in the school, and in the community help youth to be learners. Implementing school-wide programs that emphasize partnering with parents to develop children's and adolescents' behavioral, social, and academic competence has been shown to be effective in increasing academic and social skills and reducing behavior referrals and suspensions. In this program, the emphasis was placed on developing a non-blaming, positive relationship between home and school, one that reduces the discontinuity students often experience when traversing this setting. The degree to which the parent-child relationship is characterized by parental acceptance, nurturance, encouragement, involvement, and responsiveness to the child's needs is positively associated with academic achievement for students. In their study of high school students, showed that parental encouragement was associated positively with academic performance if the student was doing reasonably well in school. These parent behaviors were not associated with improvements in academic performance. Punishment, rewards for grades, expression of negative emotion, and uninvolvement. Across many studies, high achievers report receiving more encouragement from their parents than underachievers. The benefits of a collaborative family-school relationship include enhancing communication and coordination between parents and educators, continuity in programs and approaches across family and school contexts, shared ownership and commitment to educational goals, increased understanding of the complexities of the child and his or her situation, and pooling of resources to increase the range and quality of solutions, diversity and expertise, and integrity of educational programs. We also know that when teachers reach out to and involve parents, they view parents more positively and stereotype parents less than those teachers who do not involve parents. Modeling refers to how adults demonstrate desired behaviors and commitment or value toward learning and working hard in their daily lives. Student success at school is enhanced when teachers establish an academically demanding classroom that has clearly defined objectives, explicit instructions, and an orderly and efficient environment. And when the parents or other adults read, ask questions, discuss the importance or value of education, set long-term goals, and are able to intervene and be involved with youth school. Parental modeling of the value of learning, self-discipline, and hard work by asking questions and engaging in conversations about achievement resulting from hard work has been associated positively to students' academic performance and persistence on task. The availability of positive role models within ethnically diverse communities is associated with the degree to which the community places value in educational and vocational achievement. When adults, including teachers, model higher order moral reasoning and thinking skills during stressful or difficult situations, they demonstrate how to handle difficult situations for youth. Youth, especially poor or disadvantaged children, benefit from living in diverse or economically mixed communities. Less affluent children have role models that can demonstrate other ways of living and provide them with additional sources and opportunities, such as baseball tickets, to visit the museum and trips to the zoo. In addition, more affluent children can gain by being able to identify negative stereotypes that are often associated with less affluent people. In summary, children learn best when the significant adults in their lives, parents, teachers, and other family and community members, work together to encourage and support them. This basic fact should be a guiding principle as we think about how schools should be organized and how children should be taught. Schools alone cannot address all of a child's developmental needs. The meaningful involvement of parents and support from the community are essential. All the experiences children have, both in and out of school, help shape their sense that someone cares about them, their feelings of self-worth and competency, their understanding of the world around them, and their beliefs about where they fit into the scheme of things. Lifelong learning is rapidly becoming a requirement for success in the modern world. Parents and other community members can either attend classes at school or study at home using distance learning technologies, with content supplied by their local school or by one far away. Through these networks, parents can not only advance their own education, but also demonstrate for their children that adults need to keep working at learning too. But the biggest winners are the children. When we walk into a school and see parents and teachers working together in all sorts of roles, it's a sure sign that the school challenges the very best in students and helps all, regardless of race, class, or culture, realize their fullest potential.